So today we are going to talk about dreaming and doing. Impossible goals, dreaming and doing. So who am I? My name is Sarah Hawkins, and I am a mom of two girls. I am a maker. I started out my Etsy journey selling crafts and different kinds of bracelets and glassware at farmers markets and different booths that I've done. I then focused my business on dog tags, pet tags for dogs, for cats, and a pigger horse here and there. So I have sold over 12,000 products on Etsy. I've sold over 20,000 products on other sites. I have a 5-star review from a lot of my customers. There's always the few that aren't so happy with whatever you've been given them. But I've also worked as a project manager, uh, in different companies. Currently, I've been working for Northrop Grumman, which manufactures rocket motors for NASA. And we just had our 100th Artemis.
2, 1, we have ignition and liftoff of the United Launch.
That was our flight just the other day, and it was successful. So I also have my PMP certification, which means I have enough accreditation and hours working and schooling to have a project management professional certification. I am also a certified life coach. As I have been running my Etsy shop, I have run into a lot of Etsy makers, entrepreneurs that want to grow their business. And I want to help them figure out what their goals are, how their goals align with their lives, and how to get more done and stay on track with the goals that they have in their life. So time management, productivity, and those are things that I've spent years in the corporate world telling people what to do and how to get it done. So I'm marrying my two loves of entrepreneurship and coaching, time management and productivity, and hopefully this is helpful for you. Possibilities. Why goals? We like the idea of goals. We like to set New Year's resolutions, but by the time it's mid-January, we've kind of forgotten our goals, or we had that party we went to and we didn't quite keep the goals that we'd set. We ate that chocolate cake. So this class, this webinar is to just kind of go through ways that our mind helps us or hinders us in goals. So if you think of the brain, we have two parts of our brain. We have the primitive brain, also known as our survival brain or the monkey brain. This brain helps keep you safe. It acts on impulse. Its job is to conserve energy. It likes to pursue pleasure, avoid pain, and it is the loudest voice in our head. It focuses on our survival instincts. So back when we had to fight for our dinner and figure out when that was coming or how it was coming, its job was to keep us safe, conserve our energy, and use everything conservatively. And then we have our prefrontal cortex, our thinking brain, our adult brain. This helps us plan for the future. We manage our impulse with this brain. It makes rational decisions. It oversees conscious thinking, and it controls our behavior to align with our goal, and it's creative. As we set goals, we need to be aware of how these two minds work with each other. Both brains will be competing for our attention as we go through our goals and we set tasks to meet those goals, things that we need to do in order to achieve those goals. But being aware of what's going on in our brain actually helps us figure out, oh, okay, so my monkey brain is telling me that I'm going to turn on my phone and not pay attention to what I actually need to do. And my adult brain over here is telling me I need to put my phone down. I need to work on the assignment that I gave myself. And just kind of being aware of those two things going on in our head helps us be conscious of it and helps us choose better options, or at least be aware of what's going on. Evolving through our goals. So a lot of times we have the result of the goal that we want. Let's say we set a goal to lose 20 pounds. I'm not thinking about who I am as I'm going through the journey to get to that goal. I usually just think of, oh, I'm going to be skinny, I'm going to be happy, all my dreams are going to come true when I hit this 20-pound loss goal. And we actually need to think about our goals a little bit differently. If we think about our goals as a journey, if we evolve beyond the immediate pleasure, I'm going to have a donut, or, I want that 20-pound loss goal. So I'm not going to have that donut. I'm just going to skip it. It gives us the ability to use our thinking brain. It's like, no, I can choose not to have that donut. We become innovative, purposeful, and conscious as we set goals, especially big goals. As we think about, oh, how is my life going to evolve if I do this? If we think of who we become as we journey through our goal, that will help us keep our goal and achieve that as we've set forth. And let's say I set that goal to lose 20 pounds. And I'm 6 months into it and I've lost 16 pounds. I haven't hit my goal yet, but do you think if I view my goal as my evolution through this goal, that I am going to be disappointed or unhappy that I've lost 16 pounds? Versus not starting the goal and never losing any pounds. I'm going to be happy. I lost 16 pounds. I'm not quite to my goal yet, but I have made a significant way to my goal. If we give ourselves a goal, if we give our brain something to focus on, they like a task. Our brain likes a job to do. And if we give it something specific to focus on, it will look for those things. It will find ways to achieve those things. So one of the ways that it does it is the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. This is also known as the frequency illusion. If you've ever bought a new car and you've driven that car off the lot, and all of a sudden there are so many cars of the same brand, the same model that you just purchased. They're everywhere and you never noticed them before. Or you get pregnant and all of a sudden, all of these women are pregnant. And you see all of these women walking around. Where did all these pregnant women come from? Your brain is noticing them. They're noticing the car, the pregnant women, or whatever you've told it to focus on. So give it a try. Test it out. Decide what you want your brain to notice. And then remind your brain every morning what its job is. And when you see it, say, oh, I saw it. I saw it. So here's an example. I heard Mel Robbins say, okay, I want to notice natural hearts in nature, naturally occurring hearts. And so this is a picture of a rock that looks like a heart. And she said her goal was to find all of these naturally occurring hearts. I decided I wanted to find a rainbow. And I wanted to see a rainbow every single day. And I told my brain, okay, today I want to see a rainbow. And it actually came in various ways, right? I saw it in the sky after a rainstorm. I saw it through sprinklers. I saw it in my neighbor's lights. They had lights up on their house and they had rainbow lights on. I even heard it in a song. And my brain picked up on all of these different ways and showed me the rainbow that I had asked it for. So pick something fun, pick something unique that you haven't noticed very often and test it out. See what you think. And then we apply this as to goals as well. So if we use this phenomenon, say, okay, brain, I am setting this goal. I want to lose this 20 pounds. I'd like to lose it in 6 months. So then your brain becomes aware of the goal and how you want to go about it. And the more specific you are about how you go about achieving this goal, the more focus your brain will have. Look at your life as a whole. Decide what you want to do with your life. Set big, impossible goals. It helps us focus on our future. So if you think, okay, in 10 years, who do I want to be? If I could have anything in the world, what would I want? You can also choose big, impossible goals that are shorter term. But if you look at it in a whole life perspective, okay, I've got 10 years to get this done. I've got a lot of things I can progress on and improve on as I do this. What do I want? I don't know if you've ever seen this kind of graphic. So this is called life left to live. Each cell represents 1 week of your life. The chart below is 52 cells across, representing the weeks in a given year. So every line across is 1 year of your life. This is my particular life left to live. 91 cells down. So we've got in this chart 91 expected years. And that's just based off of the years we have in our guesstimate of how long we're going to live. Might be less. But if you look, it's about halfway through. And then if I think, oh wow, I've lived half my life. What do I want to show for the rest of my life? What do I want to be? Who do I want to become? What do I want to achieve with the remainder of my life? I also think, okay, when I die, I go to heaven. If I'm meeting my maker and I'm asked, did you live a purposeful life? Did you live a full life? Did you use the life I gave you productively? What do I want to be able to say? How do I want to live the remainder of my life? I also like to think, okay, if I'm playing back a movie of my life, what would that look like? If I could choose to be any character, who am I going to choose to be? The brain's focus. So what our brain does is it likes to focus on the past. It relives and recycles, and it just kind of churns your brain over and over of past experiences or past resumes. Well, you didn't do this in the past, so you can't do it in the future. Well, I didn't do some of the things in my past and I did it anyway. So just because I haven't done it before doesn't mean I can't do it. Our brain likes familiarity and safety. Again, going back to that monkey brain. Even if we're in this miserable life and we really want to get out of it, our brain is like, nope, it's safe. It's comfy here. I'm going to stay here. I'm good with here. Out there is unknown. I don't want the unknown. But if you put that adult brain cap on and be like, hey, I can do this. I got this. As we shift to the future, if we shift to future thinking, magic happens in the future. Dreams and possibilities lie ahead. You can change your trajectory for your future life. Just because you have this life now does not mean that you will always have that life. And sometimes future and possibilities are thrust upon us without our consent. If we think about COVID and how it was a struggle to be in that, we made it through. We had to push forward. So if we get to choose our future, knowing that we've gone through hard things and we've made choices that we didn't like or we couldn't do anything, now we have the option to do something about it. We can change our future and imagine the possibilities. So I came up with this term called dreamscaping. Have you ever been to a magnificent party and the table spread was amazing, maybe a fabulous Thanksgiving dinner with family, and there were centerpieces and decorations and napkins, and it was just amazing. Maybe a fancy wedding. This picture on the right is from Sandra Lee. She was on the Food Network, and she did amazing tablescapes and on one of her shows on the Food Network. And then there's Harry Potter, the ultimate tablescape, right? So if you think about, okay, if I was going to create this amazing table spread, how would I do it? What would I want? And then take that analogy and put it towards your life. What do I want my life to look like? What do I want to design? How do I want to plan my life? How do I want to create a life of abundance? What are my passions? What do I really want in my life? making decisions. A big goal, an impossible goal, requires making decisions. We need to make conscious decisions. We need to use that adult brain to be like, okay, I have set this goal to lose 20 pounds. I am not going to eat that donut. I know it looks amazing and it looks delicious, and that pink frosting with the sprinkles on it, I just want to eat it. Nope, nope. I am adult. I can make choices. I can make hard decisions. I am not eating that donut. And if you release your power into that world, be like, I am going to be 20 pounds lighter. I'm going to do the hard things that it takes to do it. You stake your claim on your life. Say, no, I've made this decision. I believe in myself. I can do this. I want to do this. I want the results. I want to become the person who doesn't care if there's a donut sitting there. It doesn't bother me. I can be there. As we go through the goal process, there's lots of things that we need to do in order to achieve our goals. And as we go through this process, we are developing skills. We are using our prefrontal cortex, our adult brain, to make advanced decisions. If we can make decisions in advance of temptations that come up, say you're going to a party, a birthday party. There's going to be birthday cake. There's going to be treats on Friday. Well, on Wednesday, you can make the decision, okay, I am going to go to this birthday party, but I want to keep with my goal. I want to lose this 20 pounds, and I want to do it in the time frame that I've set. So I'm going to honor myself. I am going to trust myself. So I am deciding 2 days in advance, 24 hours in advance, that I am not going to eat that cake. I don't eat it. I can admire it from afar and say, no, thank you. If we make that advanced decision, when it comes to Friday, it's easier to stay with that decision. It's like, oh, I already decided. No, thank you. We're able to choose our thoughts. We're able to think different thoughts. Living a conscious life. So if you haven't played this game, I was able to find this picture. It's of the old Life game. There's been updates since then, but this is kind of a really old one. If you ever played this game growing up, the point of the game was to live a life. You would spin, you would go certain spaces, you would be able to choose your career, choose to get married, and how many kids did you want? And it's very close to how most of us grew up, right? We had a set path in life. We're going to go to elementary school, we're going to go to junior high, we're going to go to high school. Some of us choose to go to college, and then we get married and we have 2.3 kids. And I think that's less now. But our life has sometimes been unconscious. It's been the life that's been chosen for us. It's been a predictable life. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were 6? Did you want to be a firefighter? Did you make that choice and make a conscious life? Or did you just go with the flow and let life decide for you? This is our chance to avoid a pre-programmed life. Live beyond mediocrity. Make future focused decisions. Okay, well, look, I am 45. I am choosing to be a firefighter. I'm going to go to EMT school. I'm going to go to firefighter training. I'm going to do all the things that I wanted to do. I get to have a conscious life if I choose it. Possibilities and creation. So the light bulb took 1,000 tries to get. It wasn't, oh, I knew that I was going to create this light bulb and it just materialized, right? It took 1,000 tries to get the light bulb. Explore new possibilities. Think about what you really want and think beyond limitations. If you could have anything, be anyone, do anything, what would that look like? Honor your ideas and contribute uniquely. I love this sponge scrub daddy. It is so amazing. I mean, he's made millions of dollars off a silly sponge. It's functional, it's unique, it's cute, and everybody has one. We have the Tesla and the iPad and the iPhone and things that are grandiose, but it doesn't have to be that grand. It's your life, and if it doesn't affect anybody else, it's just for you. What is that goal? Losing that 20 pounds, that can be just for you. The Bombas socks has made over $1 billion. And if you think, well, it's already been created. I can't do this idea because somebody already has it. There are a million sock makers that they've made $1 billion. Be the creator. Create your life. Don't just be a passenger. Think beyond what you've been told. Discover what's possible. How do you know? How do you know what's possible? What do you want? What do you really want? If you look deep, if you let your mind wander, if you don't criticize your thoughts, what do you want? Consider beyond what you know. We have such resources at our fingertips. Look at Pinterest. What things spark your interest? We have Google. What do you want to learn? What do you want to know? So here's an example of an impossible goal of mine. So a couple years ago, I wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. And I had wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle since I was 18, maybe 16. Like, oh, I really want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. And I went on the traditional life. I went to college, got married, had 2 kids, got divorced. But a few years ago, I said to my kids, I know what I want for Mother's Day. I would like a lesson on how to ride a motorcycle. So I signed up for this class and I paid for it. I didn't make them pay for it. But I signed up for this class in my area and I was able to learn with a group of individuals on how to ride a motorcycle. I practiced in parking lots and now I can ride a motorcycle. It's pretty cool. And it's later in life. It doesn't have to be, well, I'm too old for that. I shouldn't do that. I'm not ready. I can't do that anymore. If you take away all of the, I can't, I don't even know where to start. I just, no, it's not possible. What if you set those aside for just a minute? What do you really want? Setting big, impossible goals. Why impossible goals matter? It takes the same amount of energy to accomplish something small as it does to accomplish something impossible. So why not stretch? Why not grow? Why not pick something that you really want? As you make that decision to have this as a goal, you change inside. And as you work towards that goal, you become worthy of the goal. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with who you are becoming, how you are evolving, what you're able to accomplish, how little tiny steps improve and inch you closer to your goal. Don't get me wrong. There will be challenges. You won't get it right all at once. But don't use your goal against yourself. Commit to not beating yourself up. If you looked at that chocolate cake and like, oh, I know I said 2 days ago that I did not want this cake. Oh, it looks so good. I want to have a bite. And you end up eating a piece of cake. Don't beat yourself up. Say, yep, I ate that cake and it was so good. But I am not going to beat myself up. I am not going to stop working on my goal just because I slipped. Because you will slip. You will have challenges. You will have failures. That's part of stretching and growing. Evolve with your goal. You evolve as a person. Develop courage and fear tolerance. Show up continuously. Be true to yourself. So like, no, I know I messed up. I had that piece of cake, but that doesn't mean I'm going to eat everything in the fridge on Saturday. It doesn't mean that the rest of the weekend I can eat whatever I want. It means I'm going to double down. I'm going to commit to my goal again. Nope. Even though I slipped on Friday, I don't need to slip on Saturday. I'm good. Have courage. So take massive action. And what that means is you take action until you until you achieve the results. Don't stop at that first hurdle. Keep going. Don't wait till Monday. Do it today. Don't say, oh, I messed up on Friday. The whole weekend's out. I'll just start again on Monday. No, start now. Just do it today. And maybe you have to try different things. Maybe the first thing you try isn't the answer. It doesn't give you the results that you want. It's still hard. Try something else until it works. It's 6 months in and I've lost 16 pounds. I didn't meet my 20 pounds in 6 months. Well, I lost 16 pounds. I can keep working on my goal. I can make it 7 months and lose the rest of the goal. Lose that 20 pounds. Develop failure tolerance. It's like, I understand I'm going to fail. I'm going to have that piece of cake. I'm going to eat that donut occasionally. I'm going to pick myself back up. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it until it works. Just keep doing it until it does. Maybe the first thing you try doesn't work. Try something else. Maybe the third thing you try doesn't work. Try something else. Try it 100 times. Just keep going. Know that failure is part of growing, especially if it's an impossible growth. Believe in yourself. Have a positive relationship with yourself. Say, oh, wow, you didn't have 2 pieces of cake. I'm really proud of you. You didn't eat the whole sleeve of Oreos. Go, girl. You can do it. Just next time, we'll only have 2. Honor your commitments and show up. Believe in yourself. Okay, so the homework is to write down 25 big impossible goals. Write it in the present tense. I am losing 25 pounds. Explore your genuine desires. What do you really want? If you dig deep down, what do you want? And just write and write and write. Get a blank piece of paper and just write. If you come up with 15 goals and you're like, I got nothing else, consider these 4 areas of life. What do you want for your business? What do you want with your families, your friends, your relationships? How about your health? What about your spiritual goals? What do you want? One of the questions I get is, can it be a bucket list? Sure. Yeah, anywhere you want to travel or anything you want to do before you die, that is an impossible big goal. Absolutely. Think beyond your limits. If there's no judgment, if nobody's going to look at me and be like, oh, I cannot believe you thought you could do that. No way. If it was possible, if you could suspend that disbelief, what would you think? What would be the possibility that we would discover? If money was no object, if circumstances were no object, what would it be? Goal cultivation. It's not just the result of the goal, but the process. Evolve into a better version of yourself. If we go back to that example of losing 20 pounds, if we're at 16 pounds, do you think I've changed as a person? Absolutely. I have evolved. I have grown. I have been able to exercise the ability to say no, to not give in. I've done exercises to help lose that weight. I've grown muscle. I've grown in strength. I have evolved as a person. Right, so write your 25 goals. Next week, we will work on how to achieve your impossible goal. We'll work on an action plan and next steps. So think about what you really want. All right, thank you guys.